All right, let's talk about what's going on with the Chiefs in this free agency period. You know Brett Veach, always a step ahead, making moves that keep Kansas City at the top. This offseason is no different. There have been key signings, some tough departures, and a clear strategy unfolding for 2025. First, let's look at the big picture. The Chiefs entered free agency with a few priorities: strengthen key positions, retain valuable pieces, and stay financially flexible. So far, Veach has been making calculated moves. Some familiar faces are returning, while others have moved on. And then, there are the new additions. Players brought in to fill gaps and elevate this team even further. One of the most significant moves? The addition of Elijah Mitchell. We'll break down his signing in detail soon, but this is the kind of acquisition that could fly under the radar now and prove to be genius later. Kansas City has been smart about managing its roster, avoiding the mistake of overpaying for short-term gains. It's all about maintaining balance, keeping the championship core intact while adding fresh talent to stay competitive. Of course, some departures always sting. Losing key contributors is part of the business, and Chiefs Kingdom has seen some fan favorites leave in recent years. But every move Veach makes serves a bigger purpose, whether it's opening up cap space, creating opportunities for younger players, or making room for a game-changing signing. So what do you think? Have the Chiefs made the right move so far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And let's do a quick poll. On a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate the Chiefs' free agency so far? Vote below. Now, let's get into the specifics of Elijah Mitchell's signing, his contract details, his past performances, and how he fits into this offense. Let's dive into one of the most intriguing moves of this offseason, Elijah Mitchell joining the Kansas City Chiefs. At first glance, it might not seem like a blockbuster signing, but trust me, when you break down the details, it's clear that Brett Veach pulled off another masterclass in roster management. Contract details. Mitchell signed a one-year, $2.5 million deal, but here's the key. His base salary is just $1.4 million, with incentives that could push it higher. That means the Chiefs are paying near the veteran minimum for a player who, at his best, has proven he can be a dynamic contributor. Think about that for a second. A starting caliber. Running back for less than what some teams pay for backup linemen. Now, compare that to what other teams are spending on their running backs. Some franchises are shelling out $8 to $10 million a year for players who may not even provide the kind of value Mitchell brings. This is the kind of deal that allows Kansas City to stay competitive without sacrificing long-term financial flexibility. Do you think this was a smart financial move? Let's take a vote. A. Absolute steal. B. Solid signing, but not a game changer. C. Not impressed. Mitchell's background and stats. So who exactly is Elijah Mitchell? Chiefs fans may remember him from his time with the San Francisco 49ers, where he broke out as a rookie in 2021, rushing for 1,100 yards and 5 touchdowns, despite missing games due to injuries. He averaged 4.7 yards per carry, showcasing a mix of speed, elusiveness, and the ability to break tackles. Since then, injuries have slowed him down, which is likely why the Chiefs were able to sign him at such a discount. But here's the thing. Mitchell sat out the entire 2024 season to recover and get back to full strength. He's coming in fresh, healthy, and ready to prove himself in one of the most explosive offenses in the league. How he fits into the Chiefs' offense. Mitchell's skill set is a perfect complement to what Kansas City already has. He brings breakaway speed and vision that make him dangerous in open space. He also thrives in zone running schemes which fit well with the way the Chiefs utilize their backs. But here's a key stat to keep in mind. Mitchell averages 3.4 yards after contact, meaning he doesn't go down easily. That kind of toughness is exactly what Kansas City needs, especially when the weather gets cold and the running game becomes even more important. So, what do you think? Could Mitchell be a difference maker this season? Drop your predictions in the comments. Now let's see how he stacks up against Isaiah Pacheco and what this 1-2 punch could mean for the Chiefs' rushing attack. Now that we've broken down Elijah Mitchell's contract and skill set, let's see how he fits alongside Isaiah Pacheco. This isn't just about adding depth. It's about building a backfield that can be even more dangerous in 2025. Isaiah Pacheco, the heart of the running game. Since being drafted in the 7th round of 2022, Pacheco has proven he's more than just a late-round gem. He's a legitimate lead back. In 2023, he racked up 935 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns, averaging 4.6 yards per carry. But the numbers don't tell the full story. Pacheco runs with pure aggression. He fights for every yard and brings an energy that fires up the entire offense. He's also been developing as a pass catcher, making him even more valuable in Andy Reid's system. The only real concern? His running style invites a lot of contact, which has led to injuries. So, here's a question. Should the Chiefs limit Pacheco's workload to keep him fresh for the playoffs? Vote below. A. Yes. Split the carries to avoid injuries. B. No. Keep feeding him the ball. How Mitchell complements Pacheco. This is where Mitchell's arrival becomes so important. While Pacheco is a bruiser, Mitchell brings more breakaway speed and shiftiness. He's also more experienced in outside zone runs, which adds another dimension to the offense. Imagine this. Pacheco pounds the defense in the first half, wearing them down with his physicality. Then in the second half, a fresh Mitchell comes in and exploits tired defenders with quick cuts and explosive runs. That's a nightmare for defenses. Another underrated factor? Mitchell's experience in big games. He's played in playoff matchups with the 49ers, meaning he won't shy away from pressure situations. A new Thunder and Lightning duo? Every great running back duo has a nickname. Think Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, Boom and Zoom, or Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in Cleveland. Could Pacheco and Mitchell be the Chiefs' version? Drop your best nickname ideas in the comments. Now, let's look at the financial side of this move and why it fits perfectly into Brett Veach's long-term vision. The Chiefs aren't just building a competitive roster, they're doing it the smart way. While other teams overpay for running backs, Brett Veach has once again made a calculated move with Elijah Mitchell. Smart spending at running back. One thing has become clear in the modern NFL. You don't need to break the bank for a great running game. Just look at the teams that have handed out massive contracts to running backs in recent years. Most of them regret it. Instead of overcommitting, the Chiefs are following a proven formula. Invest wisely, develop talent, and avoid cap disasters. Mitchell's contract is a perfect example. He's a quality back with playoff experience, and the Chiefs secured him without jeopardizing their future flexibility. Do you think teams should stop paying top dollar for running backs? Vote below. A. Yes. Invest that money elsewhere. B. No. Elite RBs deserve big contracts. How the Chiefs avoid financial pitfalls. Look at the teams that have overpaid for running backs. Dallas with Ezekiel Elliott, Carolina with Christian McCaffrey, or even Tennessee with Derrick Henry. Those deals all looked great at first, but over time they hurt roster flexibility. The Chiefs avoid this trap by keeping their spending in check. Instead of locking up one back on a mega deal, they use a committee approach, ensuring they always have fresh legs without a massive cap hit. That's why Veach continues to put the Chiefs in Super Bowl contention every season. Next, let's talk about expectations. How will Mitchell's presence actually impact the offense in 2025? Now that we've broken down the signing of Elijah Mitchell from every angle, let's talk about what really matters. How he'll impact the Chiefs on the field in 2025. What can we expect from Mitchell? If he stays healthy, Mitchell has the potential to be a game-changer in Kansas City's backfield. His speed, explosiveness, and ability to break tackles make him a perfect complement to Isaiah Pacheco. The Chiefs now have a versatile 1-2 punch that can keep defenses guessing. But let's be real. Mitchell's past injuries are a concern. Will he stay on the field long enough to make a difference? If he does, he could easily rack up 800-plus rushing yards and become a key piece of the offense. So, what do you think? Will Mitchell have a breakout year in 2025? Drop your prediction in the comments. Final thoughts. This move is just another example of why Brett Veach is one of the best general managers in the NFL. While other teams overspend or panic in free agency, the Chiefs find high-value players at the right price. Mitchell's signing might not have made headlines, but it's the kind of under-the-radar move that helps win championships. He adds depth, insurance against injuries, and explosive playmaking ability, all without hurting the team's financial flexibility. The Chiefs are playing chess while everyone else plays checkers. With Mahomes leading the charge, Pacheco running hard, and Mitchell ready to step in, this offense is built for another deep playoff run. Can Kansas City win back-to-back Super Bowls? Let's hear your thoughts. Drop a yes or no in the comments.